Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name is Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Supreme Ambient Light Rejection Screen Paint using ambient light rejection technology gain. Today we're going to turn a screen into a screen. Probably thinking like, what the heck are you talking about? Have you been sipping moonshine? No, I have not. So I decided to pick something on our website specification sheet where it shows you whatever which you can paint it on something we just haven't added in there, which would be a screen door. So you know the screen door material that you get for covering your screen door to keep the flies and bugs and whatever critters of the night or day of coming into your house. Yeah, we've used these before for making projection screens. Now, the best surface to use is micro mesh because micro mesh, privacy micro mesh is very good to use for outdoor screens because a lot of people don't think about it, but when you design you have a 100 or 150 inch screen in your backyard, literally you have a sail back there. It's a sail. When the wind hits it, it's going to flutter in the whole entire 9 yards. That's why you have to tether the daylights out of it because you run a risk of your screen blowing away. Where if you're using micro mesh or some kind of screening material, wind travels through it, which means that's less of a chance of putting stress on your screen. I don't know why no one's ever thought of this to begin with. So this right here is a screen. Now, I did a demonstration called the invisible screen. We use the same thing, but you want to use, when you do that particular invisible screen project, you want to make sure you're using our invisible technology because it won't clog all the holes up. Same thing if you're doing acoustic, it won't clog the holes up. And you also too want to use a sprayer. We're just going to roll this one on. All right, so let me show you something. So this is a screen door, and keep in mind when you do this, please make sure you have some kind of drop cloth underneath of it because you know it's going to go through your hit your floor. So as you can see, if I tilt this up, right, you can see right through it, right? That's a screen. That's an everyday screen. Privacy micro mesh is a difference. You have micro mesh, then you have privacy micro mesh. That stuff is used for people who have it up on their fences. That's a privacy micro mesh. You can still see right through it. Light can transfer through it, wind can transfer through it. It's just, it gives you, it's so knit, so tight together that it gives you that privacy where people can't really see. You can see shadows of you moving about, but they can't really see what's going on where you want that area blocked off. Now that's fantastic for making screens. I would suggest using our invisible technology on that, which I'm planning to build because I did order some of this. Now the best thing about this is it's cheap. You can get a screen size of 50 feet. I think it's 50 feet by 60 feet. It's a lot. It's a whole lot. Because it's designed for basically doing an entire massive fence. They never expect you to do projection screens out of it. But it's something like, you can get like 10 feet tall and 60 feet wide, a lot, for 50 bucks. All right. So that right there. All right. Now what you want to use with these screens is you want to go with ultra short throw. Because ultra short throw, keep in mind, because I'm going to be overcasting this screen, you're going to see images here and here because I'm going to overcast it because I'm using a short throw. But if you're doing it on a big enough screen, like 120 inch, it's just going to hit the screen and you're not going to have a piercing light on the other end, blinding people that are walking behind the screen if you have this set up on your lawn or patio, wherever you're going to have it at. So you don't want to go with long throw. You don't want to go with short throw. The reason why ultra short throws don't cast that beam of light onto something is because it reflects off a mirror. And the minute it reflects off the mirror cancels out that lens glare. Where a projector or a long throw or short throw is just going to basically push out this blinding, piercing light that's going to hit the screen and punch to the other side. That's why when I see people doing demonstrations on rear projection screen technology, they're using front projectors. And like, why are you doing that? Because you're just sending a piercing light right through the screen. That's why we developed that black technology. That invisible black technology we developed, that stuff, you can use it on a long throw and it'll kill like 99% of the lamp glare. Now, for those of you thinking like, well, Ken, if you paint this, aren't you going to clog some of the holes up? Yeah, I'm going to clog some of the holes up. That's definitely going to happen. But that's why you want to use this. This is just out of fun. This is all out of fun. Just to show you what kind of stuff you can get away with. But if you're going to be doing this with micro mesh, I would suggest use the invisible coating, which we've developed, and a paint sprayer, which I'm building one of the screens because I've already ordered that mesh. Actually, I'm sending half of that to somebody else because they need it for something. So I ordered $50 worth, which is going to be huge. It's going to be huge. Now, as in rollers, and you've all seen me use the same rollers, everyday matte roller. That's it. Don't go fancy. Come on now. Spend all this money for a fancy roller just to dip it in paint. Not painting interior walls in your house, you're painting the screen. You don't have to have all that. And also too, gotta put this out there real quick. I know a few people saw that customer came in and did that Exumi. I gotta learn the name of that projector in order to do this professionally. But anyway, he did I can't call it a knockoff because it worked. So we just call it the Chinese ultra short throw projectors. That's where they come from. It worked. One of them worked. One of them. Keep in mind that that projector makes 2 models. So he happened to have one of the models that did work on it. We don't know if the other one will work. That's why it says when you go on the website, it says not supported. One is supported, one is not supported. So I got people contact me saying, well, what about this projector? What about this projector? I can't tell you if it's going to work or not. Honestly, I can't. If I tell you it works and it doesn't work, then I'm at fault. So I can't tell you that. That's a buyer's risk you're going to have to do. It may work, it may not work. Understand? All right. Now, when people say, well, are you going to give me my money back? Well, consider this. You have my product that I spent a lot of money designing. So if you can Harry Potter it off the wall, put it back into a container and give it back to me in the original way it was shipped, not a problem. Let me know when someone paints an entire house and go, hey, guess what? I want the money back. All right. Yeah. Yeah. I will learn to pronounce it, my friend, when I watch a video on it, because I pay no mind to this projector. I pay no mind to this projector because in our mind we thought it was a knockoff. It wouldn't work. If it wasn't under one of those name brands, it didn't work. And keep in mind, if you look at the history of Sony, look at the history of BenQ, Dell, Optoma, all those projectors, look at the history on how far those projectors go back compared to these new projectors that are just coming out. There you go. That's why when you got big companies like Disney and let's just say a big company, just Xbox or whatever, Sony's going to use their own projectors because they make their own projectors. I'm pretty sure that you're not going to walk into Sony Corporation and using somebody else's projector, because that'd be downright weird. But anyway, and these big companies that are using screens for displays, they're not using any of those projectors. They're using Chrissy's and Roncos and Barcos and Optimas and Sony's and all that. That's what they're using. I guarantee you. Let me know one time you've ever seen Black Diamond, Screen Innovation, Elite Screens, DMP Supernova, any one of those companies use one of those projectors in any of their demonstrations. You don't. You don't. There you go. That proves my point right there. You don't. Because even they do not consider that projector to be legit. They don't. That ain't just me. They don't either. Hold on for a minute. Let me get this thing that's stamped a little better. It's starting to slip a little bit. Yesterday, I had my camera's falling over a little bit, so let me fix this. So yesterday I had the Platinum Eclipse outside, painted over the 12 and did the Platinum Eclipse outside. I am going to buy me another surface and do that with the 12. Keep in mind, people come in and they say the craziest stuff. One guy was like, I want to see it up close, I want to see the distance throw, I want to see this, I want to see that. I said, man, you're late. We did those demonstrations live already. Let me explain something to you. No, they don't. Because I've had knockoffs over here that were claiming to be DLPs, and they didn't work the same way as an original DLP. You can make counterfeit parts. So if you're trying to tell me that a projector that a customer is going to buy, and it even sounds foggy when you think about it, he's going to buy a projector that is 7,000 lumens, 4K or 1080p for $250. That's why if you look at knockoff projectors, majority of them, if there is one, they're not DLP, majority of them are LED. But you can't sit there and say, oh, I've never seen, keep in mind, I think I've never seen a DLP knockoff projector. I've never seen one. But anyway, it's not about that. We're not going to get into that discussion today. It's not about that. Bottom line is, here's how it's going to go. You can sit there and talk about how you think about this and how this has this chip and how that chip. At the end of the day, if it does not, we don't support it, don't buy the screen paint. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. I don't want to hear discussions about what about this projector, what about that projector. Maybe this will work. No, listen to me. The policy on the website, if it's not in that list, we do not support it. If you use it and it does work, then we will honor that credibility, which we have been doing. We will place the web projector on the website as a projector that works with the technology with pictures posted by the customer as proof. There you go. That's the end of it. I don't want to hear about the technology of this projector and that one. We just have to have that. And there is a 16K projector, my friend. Guess what? Not only is there a 16K, but Chrissy makes a 20K projector. 20K. Look it up. I just did a video on that. Showing off the Chrissy's doing 20 and 16K, 18, 16, and 20K. That's a whole nother projector. Talking about $100,000 projector. Okay, again, let's get rid of him. Goodbye. Birdman eventually has issues. We did that one live already showing that Christie's do 20K. And he says, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. People who don't understand how we have technology out there already that advanced. I'm taping down my camera so it doesn't move. But yeah, there are 20K and 16K projectors are out there. There are $100,000 projectors, $200,000 projectors. That's what it is. If you're stuck within that limit of saying, oh, it's only 8K, they got stuff way beyond that stuff. Come on now. Anybody remember, I don't know how far some of you guys go back, but do you remember on RoboCop? Because sometimes in some movies, they would show stuff that hasn't been introduced to the public. 2 movies, I saw something in a movie that I've never seen before. One was in Twins, and one was actually in RoboCop, where the fellow came in, the assassin came in to kill the CEO, and he had a disc about that small in his hand, about the same size of a GameCube disc when they first came out. Well, this disc didn't even exist. I think it's called DVD disc or whatever. It didn't even exist. But in the movie, when we saw that little disc being pulled out and he showed the little movie and put it in, I thought that was the most crazy thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Because I remember the first time I bought a CD player when they first came out. I don't know if some of y'all remember that, but yeah, I remember when CDs were the big hit. Tapes were obsolete now and everybody was going to a CDs because the sound was crisp, it was clean, it was better. You know what I mean? I saw that transformation. But in that movie, at that time, CDs didn't exist. Everything was tape decks. So when I saw him pull out that little tiny disc and slap it in there and show that movie off of it, like they showed the video of him doing something stupid or whatever before they killed him, they shot him in the legs. You know, you remember that scene. But anyway, at that time, that technology did exist. It just didn't exist for the everyday consumer. It existed for the elite, the top percentage, and people in Hollywood. That's basically about it. There's certain stuff that you see that people have that you will never see until it comes down to our level where they can manufacture to a point where it becomes affordable. So all that stuff has been out. And the other thing on Twins, real quick, before I paint the screen, is that I remember they had on Danny DeVito being hunted by an assassin, and the assassin was using an automatic shotgun, which I'm thinking like, wait a minute, a shotgun, it takes like a 16 gang, 18 gang shotgun, or blah, 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 blah. You load the shells in one at a time. This was a shotgun with a clip on it. Now later on, you have them. It's weird, like in movies, you'll see stuff in there that usually they won't show off. All right, let's get this started. We got a little chat time in here. I had some people come here and want to debate with me. They feel that this is a debate for us to debate about things. It's not about that. I think Birdman has been here twice. He's changed his account. Okay, here's the thing. If you're changing your account and you're coming back again, it just clearly shows to the rest of us you're a little bit obsessed. Okay? All right. Take a chill on that. Chill, relax. It's not that when I would do these demonstrations, okay, understand this. When I do these demonstrations, people feel that it's supposed to be, more professional. They're not it's supposed to be professional. But what I like about my demonstrations is I get to have fun, because that's the beautiful thing about what I do for a living. I get to have fun, be all tight shirt and do everything professional. I like to have fun with it because I'm not relaxed around my technology. Yesterday we posted pictures on the 1 gallon, bam! The 1 gallon size that does the 196-inch screen. Doom, doom, doom. And when we took the pictures, I keep telling you, people nitpick over the smallest stuff. When we took the picture, I was like, it doesn't look like the same paint. It looks like it could be different. No, they are the same because the camera, when it hit the pictures and the reflection, we had the background and everything, it took the picture and had light on it. It looked like it was much lighter gray on this side and it was dark on this side. And we're like, it doesn't seem it's the same, but they're the same. All right, so gotta have fun. Come on, man. I worked in culinary arts, worked in a couple restaurants, man. If you want stress, a lot of stress, and also real quick, you know, lose your hair. I mean, that's everybody maybe work as a chef, but man, that's a stressful job. All right, we got it all shaken up. Look at that screen right there. Gotta have fun, people. Woo. Such a good feeling to know you're alive. Just a happy feeling you grow inside. Yeah, if you can't get up in the morning and enjoy your day, let me tell you something, people. I got some good news from my attorneys, but I'm not going to tell you what it is. But you'll find out later on in time. But anyway, so, you know, if I didn't enjoy what I did, when I get up in the morning, fun. We got another one that's very angry right here. Very angry guy. He's very angry. Anyway, so if I didn't enjoy what I did, I could retire very, very easily if you knew exactly what's going to be going on pretty soon. But I love what I do. I have no clue when it comes to projectors. No clue at all whatsoever. I buy a ton of projectors. I know exactly what I'm buying. And keep in mind, my screen paint is the only screen paint that does demonstrations that other people won't touch, won't go near, won't even do. But I have no clue at all. All right. You can stay with your high power projectors, dark ambient light environments, and all that other nonsense. We're going to go paint a screen right now. Let's turn a screen into a screen. All right. All right. Dun, 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 dun. It's going to go right through. Keep in mind, it's going to soak right through because it's on a screen. Ugh. Such a good feeling to know you're alive, that I'm here. Talk about like to make each day a special day. I have no idea. I love when people say that. I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to projectors. Okay. So if I have no idea what I'm talking about when it comes to projectors, no idea, how could I design a screen paint if I don't know how the projector works? And before you make comments, make these outlandish comments. But yeah, you know, people are going to sit there and tell me, oh, they don't make 16K projectors. People are complaining about they don't make 4K projectors, and they did make them. It's just it wasn't made for you to have that technology yet. It's too expensive. Like a lot of people don't realize when internet came out, man. When internet came out, yeah, I buy outdated projectors because here's the thing. It's a shame I got to educate you on this. That when I can make an old, outdated projector look amazing, that means a newer projector look there he came back in the room again. He's coming back in the room arguing with me. He's obsessed. He'll make a channel probably 4 or 5 times to come back in, thinking he's disrupting me, but you're not disrupting me. You're just showing people who watch my videos what I explain every day about the people who hate what I do for a living because I'm good at it. I've showed you demonstrations of companies who try to copy. It doesn't bother me at all. It just shows what kind of person you are because you put yourself out there like that to be that person. And that's a shame. It really is. But grow up, Sparky. You'll get it together one day. All right. Let's move on. We got things to do. And also, too, you know what? It makes companies interested in thinking, now, why in the world are they coming at this guy so hard? I got to buy this technology. And therefore, and behold, we have a contract. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, hopefully, Thursday, I think my Chrissy 720p gets here. We're going to do a side-by-side demonstration of the Chrissy 720p and the Chrissy 1080p projector. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to do those right there. I don't have to do this twice, but I don't know, just in case if I miss the spot. Because it is, we are painting a screen, keep in mind. We're painting a screen. So, I don't know what I'm hitting and what I'm not hitting. So, just have to do it that way to make sure. And this is the reason why you want to cover the bottom of your floor with some form of tarp, because it will be pushing through the floor. All right. I don't think I'm going to have much drawing time for this because it is a screen, you know what I mean? All right, so let me get you guys over here. I don't know anything about projectors. You can't, put it this way, if you don't know the science about how projectors work, you can't work with screen paint. You can't. Because each projector is reacts differently to the product. That's why I have so many projectors. Now, I've seen people doing demonstrations and they'll have the same projector, maybe a couple of them, but I have so many differences because everybody knows that a high power projector is, oh, false claim, yeah. Funny thing about that is I have that document, and in that document is right there. So I have a court document from them. So you can go on with that one. We have that as a court document. So showing that they did come after us. So there you go. So me showing off a piece of paper showing off that, yeah, they came after us because we didn't want to do business with them. It's proof right there. So trust me, I know how things work. This is people that are upset because we showed proof that how good our technology is. And it's a shame. It's a shame we got individuals that are threatened like that, but whatever. All right, let's move on. Oh, and keep in mind, my friend, when you make statements like that, I have attorneys also. All right. Let me see. We got to figure out which side of this has the Velcro, because it's that black piece right there. It's a piece of Velcro right there. All right. I'll tell you one thing. I'll give you this much. If Screen Innovation wants to do a side-by-side test with some of our technology, I'll be willing to do it. We can do an outside demonstration. I have no problem with that. I never back down from a challenge. I'll do my, let me see. We'll do the platinum against it. If they're willing to send us out a sample sheet, we'll do a side-by-side demonstration with no problem. They got my email. They know where to contact me. So if they want to do that demonstration, feel free to send that out to me. That sample sheet. I'll take all your slates and whatever you have out there that you have to offer, and we'll do some side-by-side demonstrations. Now, I don't know if we'll be to do anything outside because I don't think their screens are designed for outside. I've never seen an outside black diamond screen, but you know, we'll do some demonstrations. I would really like to see that. As a matter of fact, I would like to see their darkest screen against our black screen on which we do a contrast demonstration. We could do the star field. So not a problem. All right, let me move on from here. Let me see. I love how he said, he made that statement. First of all, let me explain to you how business works. If a company is displeased by something we do in a demonstration, they contact us by email, or they send, if they can reach us, they'll send a letter, but they mostly contact us by email. That's how most companies we do business with do. They contact us with an email, explain to us the situation, or maybe they want to do business with us, or maybe they're displeased with what we've done. So it'll be email first. It won't be somebody coming on here saying that, oh, so-and-so said that so-and-so said. But we haven't heard it first, but you did? Okay. You got to think before you come on here and do dumb stuff. All right, let me see. I think that's the Velcro piece right here. So I'm going to make sure I get this piece. So this is the reason why you want to use the thinner stuff we make, because then you won't worry about clogging any of the holes right there. The thinner stuff we make is like milk. So it's designed to basically just, it's like spraying water on the screen. It's designed to coat right through it. But I'm just doing this out of fun, just to see what I can get away with. That's basically about it. It's just what I can get away with. You know, I did a bed sheet one. I did a blanket one time. I actually painted a blanket one time. That's all. You know, to see what I could get away with. I'm always curious about what I can get away with. And then I have people who will say, well, what can I paint it on? What can I do it on? You got to think outside the box. It's up to you. I think outside the box. So I figured I had a huge piece of blob of paint there. I was like, no, I don't want that going against my wall. All right, let me put the projector here. Put the camera here. I'm gonna turn this off. There we go. This is gonna mark my wall. I'm gonna have to come in here and scrub or paint my wall down because I don't want to do this while it's wet. I don't think I have a choice here. That piece of Velcro there. Stick to it. There we go. That's a little. Whew, it stays up there. There we go. I want this thing falling over wet. And now my stuff here. So we're going to use this on the long throw. I gotta go wash my hands. We're going to use this on the long throw. I don't know if I got my screen position right. Paint all over my projector. Ooh, that's nice. Okay. So, first things first, I know where the individuals are coming from. Those are Crow's people. I guess he's upset and he's bothered. I don't know why. If you put more time into your work, you wouldn't have to, yeah, what happens is, so the thing about it is, it works, right? But it's much better on micro mesh. Micro mesh works out, it gives you a much more crisp picture. Keep in mind, there's light passing through the screen. So it works better with micro mesh. So that's why I'm doing the demonstration here. I'm going to show you that on the micro mesh. So I've done a couple of projection screens using micro mesh before. Close an image up, but you'll get a sharper image if you're using long throw. Only problem with the long throw is the fact that you do not want to get nailed by that. See? I have micro mesh. I ordered it. Just ordered micro mesh. You can get micro mesh. It's called privacy mesh. That's what it's called, but it's micro mesh. So as you see, I can see right through this right here. I'm going to show you again. That's micro mesh. See it right there? That's micro mesh. That's what you use for fences and stuff like that. You might have gone to a park and seen it up against a park fence or something for tennis or something like that. That's micro mesh. That's all it is. They use it for fences and stuff like that to give people more privacy. It allows airflow to travel back and forth. You see how tightly knit it's together where you can barely see like the images on the outside, just cast its shadows. That's micro mesh. That's what you want to use. That's perfect. That's going to show you more of a solid image than when you're looking through a screen door. You know what I mean? It's more transparent. All right, so I'm going to show you two different forms of this. So we're going to come in, we did this on the micro mesh, then on here. But keep in mind, if you're doing a high-end projector and you hit this thing, keep in mind, if someone walks in the back of this, you're going to get nailed with it. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn off the Sony. No, it's the Sony, it's the Epson projector. That's my Epson 585W, if you're curious what projector that is. All right, turn that one off. See how fast that thing shuts off? Shuts off faster than my Christie. I love my Christie and all, which I'm kind of concerned about the Christie too, which I have to basically go in and check that projector, because yesterday when I was doing it, powering it down. And then I'm going to be doing a lamp replacement, because usually I do lamp replacements with the projectors, because sometimes the lamps are where they're supposed to be at. So my lamp is a bit maxed out on my Christie. I was lucky to get another one for 50 bucks. I'm curious. I'm gonna get that 1,000 projector. See, me tripping over stuff again. All right, and also too, I'm gonna show you the adapter. A lot of people have been asking me about how to get the adapter for the yeah. And you know, Terry, I usually know my usuals that come in and talk to me from time to time. And those particular individuals, I know exactly where they came from. Those are Crow's people. That's sad. That is really sad. But anyway, let's move on from there. Yeah, that's Crow's people. That's sad. And he's probably ranting over there about something. I don't know what, but who cares? Anyway, we got things to do over here. This right here is what I was showing you. All right, so you see this adapter piece right here? This piece right here will allow you to turn any HDMI into, any VGA into an HDMI with an audio port. This is what they're called. This is what you want to get when you go on Amazon. I ordered another one for myself. I might order a bunch of these. I think these things are $7 or $14, but it's definitely worth the money because the signal is really, really good. It's extremely good. I did a twin mode on my I did a twin mode using my Sony projector, which can show 2 images at the same time. And I was able to show HDMI on one side and the adapter on the side. You can't tell which one is which. Are we sitting on this? I wonder if we're sitting on that. And this monstrosity. All right. So we'll swap that out. I wonder if that was 1,000 lumens. I'm curious now, if I hit the 1,000 lumen projector because I'm curious on that one. But we're going to do our cord and stuff over here. I'm going to link up to the Chrissy, which I'll power that on anyway because, like I said last night, I pulled that cord and didn't realize that my projector was still freaking cooling down. So as you can see, when you look at the screen, it's completely invisible. As it starts to dry, it's going to get like, the coating will get more and more visible from there. All right, let's go from there. You know, it doesn't bother me when people come in and act like that. It just shows how sad the other individual is. It pretty much puts a black eye on him when people do stuff like that. But that's really sad. It's a shame. You know, instead of you working hard to do better for yourself. And I like how he said how Screen Innovation was coming after me. Keep in mind, they have attorneys, I have attorneys. If they want to contact me, they would have sent an email to me, just like they sent an email to contact me when they first saw and took interest in my technology. So they know where to reach me at. They have my email. And my phone number is right on top of my website, so they can call me from there. But if they're interested, and I'm very interested because I've tested just about everything else, I've not got a chance to test out any of their slates. And they feel that I would do a fair demonstration, no problem whatsoever. I just want to see how their screen would stack up to a 12 and 8, especially that 9 technology, that gold technology. I really would like to see how that stacks up in color and so forth. So I really like to test out their stuff. And if they don't want to test it out, then no big deal. Just move on from there, that's all. I'm not going to sit there and say things like, oh, they're afraid this, that, and the other. They don't want to do it. That's their decision. That's their decision. I have no problem with that. Move on. I got other things to do. All right. That's basically about it. But I am a bit curious to see how they would stack up myself. I really would like to know. All right. So we're going to throw the Christie in now. Probably going to lens shift this baby because we had it a little higher off the ground. Might also shift the projector back in. All right, let me see. Have to bring it down a little bit, are we not? Or are we up? Let me see. We're outside yesterday. Bring it up. Yeah, some of it, most of this is hitting the floor. Here's the Chrissy logo. And we had to bring it down a little bit. Let me see what's going on here. Might have knocked out my input. Hopefully I didn't knock my input out. There we go, I didn't knock the input out. We're going to bring the screen out a little bit because I have to have it higher up due to the fact that I was running the ultra. When you run the ultra short throws, my HDMI in all the way. So that could be another reason why my screen is flickering like that, because the HDMI might not be in all the way. So let me go in and see what's going on with that. We're getting it flickering. Might not be reading my detection. Let me see. There we go. Oh, no. I hope I didn't damage this thing. I have to buy another one, oh, please. Let's see what's going on here. It's not detecting issue. Why? Yeah, because last night I pulled out the cord. I was like, oh, on the projector. You do not want to do that. If I damage this thing, oh man, I have to buy me another one today. Alright, let me see something for a minute. Let's see if it's the Chromecast acting up. Let me go get my HD Chromecast from my other one projector. Sometimes the Chromecast will act a little funny. So let's see if we can get a Chromecast to activate on here. The other one. Alright, let me see. Please don't tell me I messed this projector up. Cost me $300. I'm gonna have to turn around and spend for another projector. I got this one for $230. Okay, Chromecast is gonna be connecting. Well, time to go buy a new Chromecast, because man, I thought that was a projector for a minute. I was about to start freaking out, like, whoo, come on. I'd rather just spend the freaking $80 and just get a freaking, whatchamacallit. So you can see right there in these areas, screen is still wet right there. I'll bring you guys down to a bit more eye level so you can see it a little better. Let me pull me up a video. Yeah, check it out. I had an issue with that Chromecast the other day because for some reason the screen just kept coming up red. Where are all my cell phones at? Okay, this one right there. Let's see what's going on. So order the micro mesh. So what we're going to do a side by side with the micro mesh and this screen right here, so you can see the difference between that and micro mesh. Why micro mesh is much better to use, especially when you're doing this kind of demonstration. Let's see. We can get some. I'm standing right in front of the projector. No. All right. All right. Now while that's powering up, see the image pulls up. No problem. No, it has nothing to do with spraying it on. I've done spray on. This is not my first time doing one of these screens. If you go back to my archives, I've done these screens before. I've done dozens of them. This ain't the first time doing this. I just done it in a different technology. But spraying on doesn't. When you spray on the screen, that doesn't basically improve the performance of the screen at all. Period. It doesn't. This is how the application is applied. It doesn't improve the screen's ability. Spraying and rolling the screen on one or the other does not improve the screen. I've done that demonstration too. I've sprayed one screen one side and rolled it on the other. You couldn't tell one from the other. Spraying a screen is just better. It's an easier and faster application. That's all it is. So if you're doing a 150-inch screen or 180-inch screen, maybe a 200-inch screen. We're doing a 200-inch screen. Rolling a 200-inch screen is a bit of a pain in the neck. It really is. I've done one before, but the sprayed on, much more faster application. Buddy, you got a lot to learn about this technology. I've done motorized screens, man, live. I've done motorized screens. It doesn't crack or peel because our technology has a coating that allows the formula to bleed into the surface. So, let me show you something. You gotta check our demonstrations out, man. I understand you're just asking these questions, because you're thinking, okay, when we're doing motorized projection screens, people were thinking, well, what's going to happen is you're going to jam the motor up. Now I can understand why you would get that thought that you would jam the motor. It's only designed to take a certain thickness from the material that's rolling up into the motor. Anything a little thicker than that or adds an extra inch to it. I understand you're not saying motorized projection screen, but you're not understanding. You're saying cracking and peeling. Listen to me, what I'm trying to explain to you. When you test a screen, motorized projection screen will add more stress to a surface than any other surface because it's constantly being rolled up over and over again. Okay, I'm saying from rolling the paint on. Again, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. You're not listening to me. I've done roll-on projection screens without spraying. The formula is designed to bleed through a surface. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. It doesn't make a difference if you roll it on. Even if you spray it on, you're adding more layers when you spray. You do know that, right? Some people are not professional sprayers. If you're a professional sprayer, you know exactly how to spray a thin coating application on a screen. But not everybody has that skill level. Some people can't do that. Some people will sit right up on top of a screen with a sprayer and they'll cause the screen to drip and run and everything like that. That's why we suggest the Wagner 150, because it's like spraying with an aerosol can. If you use a 590, 580, one of those Wagners with that big power compressor in the back, you know how much paint you're pushing through that? And some people get overwhelmed by the settings and they put it on the highest settings thinking they need to add more paint when actually you don't need to. Or they may widen the nozzle in the front, which means they're spraying out tons of paint onto a screen that they're not standing far enough back. They don't know how to put a dust coating on it. So some people are not familiar with paint sprayers. It becomes intimidating to them. It's easier for them to roll the screen on. But what I'm trying to explain to you, I've sprayed and rolled projection screens. And the reason why I bring a motorized screen into this topic is to explain to you that one screen that's going to take the most stress would be a motorized screen, because it's constantly rolled up and down, up and down, up and down. And if you understand the physics of a motorized projection screen, that thin piece of material that rolls up into that motor is only designed to be a certain thickness. Anything more than that would jam the motor up. Mind you, have an extra inch rolling up into this machine, and as it starts to roll, it starts to expand. That means you could damage the screen. But our formula is designed to bleed into the surface, and because of that, it becomes one with the screen. And I've done paint on and roll on demonstrations live. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. I know about this, man. I've been in business for 10 years. I know all this stuff. I've done all these tests. No one's coming in here saying that I value people's opinion. If I didn't value people's opinion, let me tell you something. I wouldn't have added projectors. And I've had a few people tell me stuff that I knew nothing about that educated me on looking into it. I'm looking into this and looking at that. But that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Some people prefer spraying over rolling because they think spraying is going to give you a better application. Spraying is just another way of doing a faster job. That's all it is. A faster job. Now, I wouldn't suggest paint roll on a car. Certain applications do have to be spray on, because if you're doing it on something like metal or something like that, some people feel you're going to get a slicker and more smoother application. But usually when it comes to home theater, it's just basically doing a faster job. If I'm doing a 200-inch screen, I'll be darned if I'm going to roll that bad boy in. You know how hard it is to roll in a 200-inch screen? It's faster if you spray it in. Oh yeah, and by the way, lesson to be learned when using a paint sprayer, wear goggles, and I'll tell you why. Because when you spray a screen, keep in mind, if it's taller than you, and it probably is, will be taller than you if you're building a screen that big. When you spray your screen, you do know that residue has to come down sooner or later, right? So as you spray, a mist is going to come down. It's going to go right into your eyes. I learned that the hard way. I actually sprayed the screen that was about in here. Again, looking for Sony projectors. I'm always looking for Sony projectors. I'm always buying a projector. But that's one of the things. If you're painting a screen taller than you, you do want to make sure that you are wearing some kind of safety goggles, because I sprayed the screen one time and the leftover residue came down and caught me right in the face. Yeah, it was a bad ordeal. I was out there catting, spitting like a cat pulling up a fur ball. All right, so let me show you one of the demonstrations that we had to do. It's a crack and peel demonstration. Every form of technology should have one of these. So basically, it just proves, let's see, I think it's freezing. Yeah, projection screen. But it has nothing to do with the application. I've done these screens, invisible screens, I've done it before. I just did it with a different coating. Projection screen. Luminous. Let's see, it was under luminous, I think it was under luminous, just put immerse. 4K. I would love to be able to do a side-by-side demonstration with screen innovation. I would like to. I'm curious. I'm always curious when it comes to other people's technology, especially on an advanced model. Yeah, I would love to go side by side and see what it's like. Silver ticket, ultra short through fixed frame screen. Wow, you freaking kidding me? Okay, never mind. I'm gonna leave that one alone. That's a little too easy. Okay, but let me see. Immerse 4K cinema freezing. Oh, wrong, that wrong. Hold on. But anyway, like I said, let me see. See if we can track that down. We froze a screen in ice. We actually froze it in a block of ice. That demonstration was done because there was a fellow over in Canada. I explained this one before. Over in Canada, and they were doing events outside in the snow, in freezing snow. So the screens took a lot of ice particles, and the problem was the screens would actually eventually rip and tear, and they were having problems with it. We've been through this before, man. I've been through this too many times before. I can't go near. I've showed those documents already. Can't go near whatchamacallit. We had court orders against them. Stay away from their stuff. Been through this already. I've repeated this. Go back and check the information. It's right there. You can do demonstrations against elite screens. So some companies just may not like what you do. That's all. Depends on the company. Depends on if the company's going to allow you to do it. And we got a cease and desist order, which means it's just a warning telling us to stay away. But we didn't do anything. I see other people testing out their stuff. So for some reason, we just got that document telling us to stay away. Oh, you're new here? I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. I do apologize. Hold on for a minute. I got you. But no, we can't go near them. We can't go near them with a 10-foot pole because we did a demonstration. And keep in mind, it was, as I said before, it was their technology that actually led us on the path to black screens. So they are responsible for us pointing us that direction because, as I said before, at that particular time, I was designing a lighter screen paint under Digital One Crystal screen paint, and a friend of mine brought me over a sample sheet of the black diamond, and I was amazed on how the colors blew up out of the screen. I was like, oh, that's amazing. So, but I noticed one thing about the black diamond surface that it wasn't black because I was thinking it was black. It's called black diamond. I'm thinking it's a black screen. I'm thinking, how the freak are they pulling colors out of a screen that's jet black? And that's what kind of got me thinking. Hold on for 1 minute. See if we can find it in this craziness that I have in here. Motorized projection screens. This is in here. I'm probably staring right at the folder and don't even know I'm looking at it. Oh, I got to go downstairs. I got to repaint my other screen too, which I'm going to do that demonstration too. The screen that's a half and half white screen, I got to code over that because I need that for a demonstration later on today. Let's see if we can find out where that file is at because it is here, but we have to be able to find the file. Because I don't want you thinking, oh, here we go, black diamonds right here. I told you, right here, staring me in the face. So this is the reason why we can't. We cannot do any demonstrations against the product. So I'll show you the email first. Like when the fellow sat here and came in the room and said, oh yeah, screen innovation. No, stop lying, stop trolling. Go back over there with Crow. I ain't got time for that nonsense. I'm going to show you. They'll contact you. They will definitely. This one, they called us. They called us. But I'll show you. So this is when the document loads up. It'll load up in a few minutes. They contact me around 9 o'clock at Screen Paint. That was my first company. Digital Crystal Screen Paint was obsoleted because, as I explained in one of my demonstrations, we got a 10-year contract overseas and they were trying to take my company. So in order to get out of the contract, we obsoleted the entire company, all the technology, and we went in and we just started designing all new screen paint. And we had the beta testers go in and basically, come on now, what the freaking ain't loading for? We had beta testers go in, it'll load, and my computer's slow. We had beta testers, is really slow. We had beta testers go in and test the new technology against the old technology, obsoleting it and destroying the value of it, which got us out of the contract. No need to get it out of the contract, but we made it impossible for them to make any money off the technology they stole from us by basically obsoleting and downgrading it with the new stuff using the beta testers. The new company was under Digital One 4K Crystal Onyx. That's where the black technology came in. This is long after we started testing with Black Diamond. All right, let me see what's going on here. Why is this not loading? All right, come on, let's be nice. So that's how that came to be right there. Oh, and for those of you about the valve up projectors, because I've been getting a lot of freaking emails about people, and here we go right here, finally loaded up. All right, so this is the date. 2015, so around 2015 we're developing black technology. We're actually working with, and this is the watermark from Screen Innovation and so forth, from them contacting us about basically having an interest in our technology. They woke me up around 9 o'clock in the morning. I thought it was a practical joke by a friend of mine, my vice president June. I thought it was a practical joke, but it wasn't. It was actually from Screen Innovation, asking to test out, not test out. They were interested in what we had, what we're working on over here. After they wanted us to make a trip down to Dallas, Texas to their facility. I denied because I wanted an NDA. Now, an NDA is a non-disclosure agreement, which means if any parties that are involved with that product, they can't talk about it or tell anybody about it, because we're bringing a product down that's never been patented, it hasn't been copied, right? It was 75% or 25% done. It was in testing. So I'm not going to bring something down to you that just pretty much, I'm not going to say what it did to the screen, but just say it was enough for them to contact us. So just to let you know, it was enough for them to contact us. So we're not going to say, hey, we did this, we did that, so and so and so. It was enough for them to contact us. So after they reached out and contacted us, the guy called me the first time, and I said, okay, very funny, June, because June's the one that gave me the sample sheet. I think he's playing around. I'm even looking at the number. I hang the phone up. Calls back again. He says, I don't know who June is, but I'm from so and so and so from Screen Innovation. So if you're from Screen Innovation, do me a favor, send me an email with your watermark. That's their logo at the bottom. That's where the email came in. They wouldn't give us an NDA. I wasn't going to take a product down there that did not have an NDA attached to it. So some words were exchanged after a while, and we did a few more demonstrations. We didn't slander the product, just basic side-by-side as I do with Elite screens and all the other screens. I always say it's good technology, so forth and so forth, and I do contrast on white levels and so forth. Sometimes the screens may be better on white levels and so forth, but in contrast, our screens are actually the best. So, with their technology. So they sent me a court order, and not a court order, but they sent me the cease and desist order against me, Kenneth Bird, and that's my old address right there. Old address. I don't live there anymore. So, yeah. So anyway, they sent me this document, and in this document was telling me to stay away from their stuff. Don't mention their name, which is 20. I got this in 2015. It's 2020. Good luck with me not seeing your name. I can see your name. Long I'm not saying anything bad about your company or saying anything trashy or whatever, you couldn't touch me with a 10-foot pole. So, but that's what I'm explaining to you what happened. So keep in mind when I'm explaining to Mr. Crow, you'll be getting one of those real soon. Because if I went on there with Screen Innovation and said, oh, their screens are garbage, they're trash, don't buy them, blah, 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 they're scammers, they could hit me with a massive lawsuit and I couldn't get out of it. There's no way I can get out of it. You know what they would do? They would bring me into court and they would bring in one of their screens and I would have to prove that that screen doesn't work. Now, if I beat their screen, then what's going to happen is it's going to push my publicity level through the roof. We did it in court. But if I don't, oh man, I am in trouble. So keep in mind, I could request my attorney to have me paint one of those screens right in the courtroom on a 1,000 lumen projector in a fully lit environment, which I've done outside, which in a courtroom would be a cakewalk. All right, so trust me, lesson learned. So I didn't do anything wrong, and not enough for them to come at me with a lawsuit, but they stated they could if I fathered the demonstration. So all the demonstrations, and the reason why you don't see them, had to be removed. That's the final signature right there from the attorney. They had to be removed. So anytime somebody comes and says, Well, how come you don't do demonstrations in screen innovation? We're forbidden from calling over there, contacting anybody, talking to anybody, whatever. You know, as far as I'm concerned, I don't care. I got this little document right here. This is my trophy right here. This is my trophy. And when I try to explain to people, when you look at companies, big mega companies like Screen Innovation and DMP Supernova and Elite Screens, this is the best way I can explain it to you. All right, the best way. All right, now, oops, credit card numbers. Woo, you ain't supposed to see that. All right, now let's just say, let's get something small here so I can get you to understand what I mean here, how that's an honor. Even though they came at us that way, and I couldn't tell. In 2015, when Mr. So-and-so was ranting about our stuff being a scam and this, that, and the other, they didn't realize that we had this going on with Screen Innovation. And I had to keep my mouth shut the entire time until statute of limitation ran out where I can start talking about it again. So they pretty much said, don't say anything. Now imagine this. All right, so you got these big companies. You got the Elite Screens, you got Black Diamond, DMP Supernova, Daylight Screens. They're giants. They're just giants. So when giants walk around, they don't get a hit at everything that they're looking at. Just like when you walk down the street, there's living creatures under your feet that you step on and crush every day. Not saying they're stepping on and crushing on people. Don't get that wrong, because they're going to take that the wrong way. But anyway, but just saying, that's how it is. You don't think about it. You don't think about it. There were little people living underneath you. You wouldn't think about that. All you're thinking about is what's in your peripheral, in your vision of seeing other people coming at you at your same size. So that's how I explain how Black Diamond is with these other companies. They're all giants. They're walking around and they only see what's in their own view of their same height. Like if you're walking down the street, you're not worrying about what's underneath of you. You're only looking at what's in your point of view. Now let's say this little tiny thing is my company right here. We're gonna put that way over there. See how small that is over there? That's my small little company right there. And you got a giant, say I'm Supreme, from Screen Innovation. I'm walking around back and forth. I'm not paying any mind to that. I'm just paying mind to the bigger objects in front of me, like the Elite and the other Daylight Screens. All these big companies. Those are the only things I see. I don't see my tiny little company over there. But just, what's that? That seems interesting. And he leans down, picks up my little company, and he basically decides to reach out. And then, realizing what technology we have, decides to, and we'll leave the rest to your imagination. That's how you have to think of it when you come to the home theater world. So now, because they took interest in my little company has gone from this to that, more noticeable because of this. Because someone took the time. The other companies don't care. They don't care. They make millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars off screens every single day. They make money. They couldn't care less about the demonstration. Dude, it's not going to put a dent in them at all. It just basically helps me out because it shows that my technology can compete with them. But they don't care about that. They don't. But this one did take the time to look. So because of Screen Innovation, it was not saying it was all a bad thing. But it was also to a good thing because by seeing their technology hands-on, it changed my way of thinking when it came to looking at light gray screens, because that's what I was developing at the time, light gray screen paints. When I saw that technology laying against the screen and I saw what it did, oh my goodness, I was freaking amazed. I was freaking amazed. That's when I started developing darker screens. So right when I got down to, let me see if we can bring one up, the crystal onyx technology. Because we had to change the company's name to get out of the contract, because contract was under digital 4K and no, digital 1, yeah, 4K. So this is he was actually with us first. He was one of our first beta testers who was testing out our technology right there. So we've been through that. Here's a couple other black technology. That was 5 years ago. You can go back and look at all this stuff. Like I said, we got stuff to back up everything we've done. This is technology, and we started working with darker screens. And we realized that that's where the money was at. That these gray screens were obsolete. The technology was old. All right, so let's go back if we can find one of the original videos under ones that were developing. See that little area? That's a small little room I was in. God bless me to get out of that situation and move over into a bigger screen. I don't even know how I got away with this video. This is a Limp Bizkit video, which I still don't understand how I got away with it, but they didn't nail me for it. So this right here, 2014 is when we started working on black technology, dark gray and black technology in 2014. So we go back a bit. But let me see, crystal onyx zone. These are all beta testers. All beta testers that tested our stuff. So keep in mind, when somebody sits there and say, well, his stuff doesn't work, so and so and so. We've been back since 2014. I've had beta testers that have contracts. I've had contracts in Dubai. I've had contracts just about everywhere. I've done business here and there. Yeah, you keep sticking to that theory. Here we go. These are all beta testers that are testing our technology out. There you go. That's the digital 4K crystal onyx. That's that black technology we developed. Now, the stuff we have now is way beyond this. Way beyond this technology. This is old technology. I still have people that come in and say, yeah, I've seen this video that you had like way back. Is that the same thing? I said, nope, that's different technology. That's stuff we're developing. Also, when we first started working with black technology, look at the date on there, 2015. Almost around the same time, but actually it was August of 2015 when you contacted us. It's right around the time when we were developing that technology. Let's see if we can bring that up real quick. There we go. 2015. So actually 12/17/2015, around Christmas, is when they took interest. I find my buddy June brought down that information. There's a punchy right there from Screen Innovation that we got from. That's what I got from my buddy June to test it out. So right around that time is when we started getting. Around December is when we started getting. We were developing black technology, and then that's when I started thinking like, okay. I had a sample sheet of SL screens, let's see, and I was actually using this screen to perfect the technology. I can now mimic any projection screen, literally. I can mimic it. And I've done it. I've shown you demonstrations where, I think the last demonstration I did, I mimicked the Paxton, I keep saying this screen incorrect. The Paxton by Daylight screen, I mimicked their screen, Dark Star 9. And they have a slighter higher white level, I tell you that much, but when it comes to color, we can blend it in the screen pretty good. Let me go over here. That's the platinum. Crystal onyx. This is 5 years ago. Just to show you real quick. There you go. Told you we were doing those tests a long time ago. Black screens versus gray screens. 2014. The only problem was with the technology is we couldn't get the white levels to bounce high enough. There were just problems with getting the white levels to bounce, but now we've pretty much mastered that and we got that down packed. That's why I said, man, that light gray screen paint, white screen, that's obsolete old. Because there's so many in circulation. What else are they going to do with them? They're just going to sell them off. Where's daylights out of my floor? I'm not worried about this stuff. This stuff washes off with hot water and soap. That's why I don't care. I'll show you that one in a few minutes. So there we are. The screen all dried and done. There you are. I'll set you when you really have to be in front of it to tell you the truth to see it. So let me bring it down a bit more to eye level. See if we can bring it out a little bit more. I got food delivery coming today too. Order food from Amazon. I do it all the time. I'm like, why do you order food from Amazon? I did order food from Amazon a few times. All right. Let me see. Oh, never mind. I didn't realize how freaking tracking paint. I'm walking through the freaking screen that I just painted. That's how I got it all over me. Man, I'm gonna have to scrub my floor down today. Yeah, I just jacked up my wooden floors. I'm not worried about it because this stuff washes off without water and soap. Let me see where I can figure out exactly what Yankee Doodle Dandy did I just do with my, let's see if we can bring up an OLED demonstration. Let me see, let's see. Let's bring something up with solid image real quick. Let's bring up this one. This will work. There we go. And I gotta repaint. I'm really scared to walk into the kitchen. The kitchen has white floors. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do micro mesh. Micro mesh comes up much better because it's a much more, as you can see, it does show the image. You can turn it into a projection screen. The only difference is now see how those holes are clogged right there? If you were using the invisible technology, you wouldn't get any of that at all because that stuff is invisible. It's made like milk. So it'll filter right through the screen like water and basically allowed you to push an image off of it without having your areas marked up. This is a good example why you do not use the screen paint we developed here for acoustic screens. Perfect example, because it'll basically block up those holes and that will cause the screen to, the sound to muffle. That's why we make that technology called the invisible, actually it's called our Screen 8 Invisible AR. That stuff is designed different. You spray this onto a screen, all it's gonna do is just basically just coat and around the screen, but it's not gonna block up any of the holes. I've explained it to people a few times. People want to do acoustic screens using the screen like that. No, you don't want to do that. You'll block the holes up. What you want to use that invisible technology for it. Like I said, it'll produce an image right there. Look at that. See the angle gain on that? Boom! Let's go to the side. Let's go to the side. Yeah, you pull an angle gain up on it, but no problem. One thing about it, I do chat a lot in my videos, but I will show you results. You'll see them. Blow your mind. Blow your mind. Okay, hold on for a minute. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see if we can find. Here we go. This is a pretty cool one to watch. This is really cool to watch. Oh, gotta bring it back some sort. I was just previously playing that video. Just previously playing that one. Now, the reason why you have those marked areas right there, because those are the areas where the holes got clogged by the paint. That's why I said that's why when you're doing a micro mesh screen, then my friend, that's where a paint sprayer comes in handy. Now, anytime you're using micro mesh, any kind of screen door or something like that, material, you want to basically spray that in. You do not, and you don't want to spray it in, even if you're spraying it in, you don't want to use this paint to spray it in. You don't want to do that. You just have to use that invisible technology we developed. That's what you're going to have to use. Let's see if we got something else we can play real quick. There's something else I want to play around on here with. I got to paint over my other screen real quick. Now, remember I told you about if you're using, why you want to use ultra short throw, because if you don't use ultra short throw, what's going to happen is if somebody walks in front of your screen, bam, you're going to hit with all that light in your face. Yeah, you can project it right to the other end. Yep. Because if I bring it down, you're going to get hit with that flash. And there's the angle from this side too. Look at that. Now you want to hear something really cool? If you put a backing on the back of this that's black, it causes a 3D effect. Yep, it does. Watch this. Let me see if I can find something here that we can put against the back of it. The wider it is for the back, look at that. Look how beautiful that looks. Did you see that? How cool that looks on the styrofoam screen. I love my technology. All right, let's go over here real quick. I'm going to bring that video up again. Look at this. It causes a 3D effect. This is just if you're doing special effects, something fun. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring up some fish for that one. Yes, sirree. Because it works better if you're doing fish. It works much better if you're doing fish. Got to get those whatchamacallits a disparate screen. Come on, man. Get rid of the freaking the advertising. Gotta go. Come on. I'm gonna keep. Oh, there we go. There we go. There you go. Now, here's the trick on how to mimic more than one fish off a couple of screens. What you want to do is when you build the screens, you want to make them slightly 1 inch a little farther away. So it's kind of like building a screen on stairs, because you know stairs are like this, right? So what you do is you build your screen, you want to put one slightly shorter than the other. And as you do that, it actually basically pulls off a 3D effect. I love when people sit there and say, oh, you don't know much about what you're doing. Oh, you'd be surprised how far the rabbit hole goes, my friend. You'd be surprised. All right, let me see if I can grab something a little better, because that advertisement is popping up. It's just taken from the enjoyment. We gotta have another demonstration. We'll take this one right here. These are fun to play around with. You start mimicking your screens. So you see how it adds more depth to the image? Now keep in mind, my screen is pushed away. If I had this a little closer, you would get a better picture from it, because it has more of a gap. It's supposed to be, see these little, all right, so when I built this design, so another screen like this to give it a kind of a display. Then the second one would go on, but instead of it being farther this way, it would move a little farther out this way. And you do it back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then what you do is you take another, which is cool with our technology, and you place it against it, gives it that kind of 3D effect. Like there's more fish, there's more depth to it when it really isn't. Because what happens is if you line them up perfectly, all it's going to do is basically mimic. It's not going to mimic the fish. It's going to basically just overlap it. That's it. By moving the screen up just by inch each one, either way from left to right, it basically gives it a kind of mimic effect where basically it adds more depth to the picture. And if you're doing this for like special effects or maybe an art display or maybe something you just want to hook up in your house, you know what I mean? It's up to you on how you want to do it. But this is how we're doing these 3D setups. So when I get up on top of the screen, it looks like it goes farther back, doesn't it? It doesn't. It's just actually reflecting off the screen behind it. But it actually gives it that appearance that you actually can go into the screen. Now, there's another way you can do it too. You could do a box screen. Now, we build a box frame around it. See how this is coming around the side? All this is just a frame that sticks out about that wide from the screen. And what we do is we coat that in the technology. And all that just blends in together. It adds more depth to the image. That's all. Look at that. They look cool or what? See? I'm telling you. That's why I love when people come there and they discredit my work. You have no idea how far how far the rabbit hole goes. Lights on. Lights can be on too. There we go. Like you look inside of a fish tank, but you're not. You can have lights on. I'm gonna leave this right here for you. I'm gonna do this demonstration. I'm gonna have to do this demonstration on what you call them, on blah 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 blah. I gotta do this on my Crystal Edge page or what you call it. I can't think of the name. Facebook. There we go. But look at that. Look how cool that looks. I've done elite screens already. I know there's probably a video on them, but I've done elite screens. Because my floors in here are white. I don't want to mess them up with any paint. These are all. People keep saying, you got to get a 4K camera. You got to get a 4K camera. I have a 4K camera. I just don't use it. I like my phone better. We have a lead screen. We have other stuff here. Seymour AV 1.3. We got other stuff here. We just don't have that other company. We can't go near them. DNP Supernova. We tested other stuff. We've done all these tests already. Done them all. Elite screens, like I said, the Darkstar 9. It's just, it doesn't pick up black levels all that well. But it is. If you're putting it against a white screen, if you're going to put a Darkstar 9 against a white screen, it's going to blow it clean out the water. You're going to put it against some of these light gray screens out here, it'll blow it clean out of the water. That's one of the things I noticed in some of the demonstrations where they show up the Darkstar 9. They will show off the bright colors. They will not show off contrast. You can't compare a Darkstar 9. That screen is dark. You can't compare a Darkstar 9 to a light gray screen. You can compare it when it comes to color, but when it comes to contrast, that's where that screen stands out. That's why they cost that kind of money, because they produce contrast. The darker the screen, the more expensive they become. If you go look at Screen Innovation, they don't make white screens. They don't even make silver screens. All their screens are dark. There's a reason why, because they basically figured out when he did that demonstration, he wanted to on that white screen, he moved that sample sheet around. He showed off that how much of the picture quality you are losing from your projector and how he can give it back to your projector. That's what I found fascinating about his technology. This is what led us down this road. But people that are still displaying light gray screen paints, and man, that stuff is old, man. That's old. We were doing that way back in 2012. That's why we don't make it anymore. It's old. Even with them silver gray screens, we done all that stuff already. I don't even know why people still are making that stuff. So if you look at Elite Screens category and screens, they come up with the cinema gray. This was actually Elite Screen right here. I coded it black. That's our black technology on it. That's my other screen right in there. But when I got this screen is 135 inches, and this cost me 240. Was coated with that it had that dark technology on it. You know how much money this screen would have cost me? 100 inch of that technology is $3 grand. This is 135. Think how much it would have cost me. Now, if I got 100 inch, for instance, if you got 100 inch and the white screen, then you're talking about maybe about $200-300, maybe $4. Then you're talking about, then you lean over to the cinema gray, which is a little darker. Then you're talking about probably, it's a lighter screen, it's a lighter gray screen. It's kind of like the color of this right here, the projector. Then you're talking about $800-900. Then you get into a little darker, then you're talking about the Gray Cinema 5D. Now you're talking about maybe $1,300-1,400. But then when you talk about that deep dark technology, the Darkstar 9, $3 grand. So it just shows you that, yeah, that's where the technology is at. That's why screens are trying to go darker. If you look at daylight screens had nothing but light gray screens and gray screens. Now they got the screen called the Paxton, which is supposed to be one of the darkest screens that they developed. Because they know that's where the technology is. This, all that light gray nonsense. Yeah, whatever. Now look at this right here. Right here. When people talk about our technology, right here is not the black screen. This is actually our gray technology. Look how dark it is. This screen is so dark that we do demonstrations off of it. People thought it was a black screen. Like, nope, not black. Sun's coming out today. Yes! You know what that means, right? I'm doing a demonstration on the patio, on the deck. I'm doing a demonstration up here. Yes. I'm going to fire up the Chrissy. I haven't used my Chrissy out here yet. We're going to fire up the Chrissy on the 126-inch screen outside. Oh, yeah, with the PS4. I've been dying to hook up my Chrissy to the PS4 to see how it would look, because the colors on that Chrissy are freaking beautiful. So we're going to hook that up today. Sun is out. I got to go feed my squirrels. Yeah, we'll do that demonstration next. Yep. That's why you pay so much. You go in and look for yourself. Or call them up. Call them up and get the information from them. Talk to them. Say, hey, why does that Dark Star 9 cost more? It's a more darker, more contrast screen. It's designed to make the color pop. They'll tell you that. But we do have a low budget screen. It's the budget screen right here. That's the color of it. Looks like one of these gray screen paints out here in the market. See right there? This is our Digital One crystal screen paint. Yeah. The darker screens cost you more. Dark Star 9. Right there. It's a darker gray screen. All these screens that are darker are going to cost you more money. There's a difference. You can't sit there and go, how come you charge only here's the say Gray Cinema 5D right there. Why do you charge more money? Ask them. Go call them up and ask them. Say, hey, why do you charge more money for that darker screen than the other screen? They'll tell you. It's a better performance screen. Lumens. I've done this. We recommend 25, but I got customers who have done it on 700 and 800 lumen projectors. As a matter of fact, the projector I have right there, which is my Sony projector under my sloth, that's a 1,000 lumen projector. I did that demonstration at 25 feet back with floodlights on top of the projector to kill the lumen count before it shoots out of the projector, and we did that at 25 feet back. So that's about way back there to up here at 25 feet back in a fully lit environment. And then I did it outside on my setup out there that goes back to around 12 feet. We did it out there at around at 1,000 lumens outside. No, it's not going to work with Valve. We've been down that road with Valve projectors. It doesn't work. Valves are not 4K, man. It's not a 4K projector. It's not. It's not a 4K. It's not. I'm sorry. They lied to you. It's not a 4K projector, and they can take me to court on that one because we all know that in this decade and time, look what I did to my staircase. Let me get a sponge real quick. We all know in this decade and time that if you have native 4K, why do you need pixel shifting? Why is pixel shifting needed if you have native 4K? It's not necessary. You have native 4K exists. If you didn't have native 4K and it didn't exist, then you would have to use pixel shifting. But we have native 4K. We have that ability. This is what I like about this stuff. That's how fast it comes up. It's interesting. This stuff is weatherproof. And it won't crack or peel. It'll take all the damage, but it cleans up pretty quick. Well, see, here's the problem you have here, my friend. See, a black screen has to do more than produce contrast. It has to produce a white level too. So that's where things get a little complicated. Because the people think that, and we've done that demonstration. I've done demonstrations against black paint versus my black technology. We did a demonstration on different forms of black material and black surfaces. And guess what? On a white level, they come up dark, but our screen pulls a higher white level. So when it comes to black technology, any black screen is going to produce contrast. It's black. That's not the important part. The important part is the white levels. Because without the white levels, you can't get natural skin tones. That's the hard part. So if you put too much dark into it and you don't have the ability to pull white light, then you run the risk of basically giving yourself a dirty screen. And you don't want that because then you'll end up with a muddy, muddy image. I had a customer who painted his screen. I'll come back and do this later, but this is what I'm just showing you, how easy it is to clean this up. How I did this is because I walked through that and walked through this. So I'll get this cleaned up when I get downstairs. But the Valve projectors, turn the lights on here. It's a glorified 1080p projector. That's pretty much what you're getting. So what ticked me off about the Valve projector was I just didn't like the fact on how the company was displaying it to be a 4K projector when it really wasn't a 4K projector. It was basically a okay, you should. We don't call them mixes. Sorry, I call them formulas. Not to be rude or anything, but no. Don't want to make mixes where those type of projectors work, because you know why? Those projectors plague in the home theater industry. They do. They're fake knockoffs. And they plague people by duping them, because that means I'm supporting a scammer. Anyone who supports a fake knockoff projector supports a scammer. Because how are you going to tell me that I know better when I go buy a projector? But say you got an individual who doesn't know better. They're buying a projector for the first time. And they see all the bells and whistles. They don't know that this projector, if they were to buy it name brand, would cost them a couple $1,000s. So they buy the projector thinking they're getting 4K, thinking they're getting full 1080p, thinking they're getting 7,000 lumens, 5,000 lumens. They're thinking they're getting all this stuff. And they get home and they set this projector up. They don't know better because they've never seen the real deal. So they think the image that they have looks great. But the problem is the white levels and all that stuff are washing out, because chances are they're using it on a white wall or white screen. Can't say from China, because I bought projectors over from California that were fake, from a dealer over in California. But they get this projector home, and then it doesn't do what it's supposed to do. The image just doesn't pop. They call me up and say, hey, look, you're doing these images outside. I see the contrast level, the image is popping, the color looks beautiful. I'm going to do the same thing. Now, before we didn't know this stuff was happening, they would buy our product, they would paint it on it, and the screen would come up jet black. They wouldn't see anything. The reason why is because the projector's lumen count is fake. Everything's fake on the projector, so we can't bring it up. So on our website, we have, if you go to our website and you go to end and it says more, hit that and it says fake projector info. You will see a page pop up. It will show demonstrations that we have done on these projectors, showing you why you do not work with these projectors and why you don't buy them. Now, another projector which I don't like is the Valve projector, because they lied about this projector. When I saw the demonstration, 4K, 150-inch screen, pixel shifting 4K technology, keep in mind, when you expand a screen, we tested that, somebody tested that projector, it did work. The XCM or whatever projector was a certain model that worked. Now, let me show you something right here. All right, so in this conversation, I had to come in here and have a conversation with these people. This is a company that actually owns the projector. It was their Facebook fan page where they're talking back and forth. I explained to them that why in the world are you using, you're telling people it's a 4K projector when you're using pixel shifting technology. Even at 4K, the images, the native 4K resolution is 1920 by 1080p, meaning you're using a compressed 4K, but you're advertising that it does 4K. They do, they advertise the projector does 4K. We don't run any of that. Let's see. So I'm pretty sure this, but here you go. Just showing them what a 4K resolution is supposed to read and look like. Any real 100% 4K projector is going to display the pixel resolution of their projector. Why would you shy away from it if you have it? They don't show it. When you go to the website, it's under their specification, it just says 4K. So finally, after talking to this guy over and over and over again, I finally got him to open up, and he says the Valve is a 1080p. 1080p. It's native 1080p. Pixel shifting 4K. No, that does not work. Maybe in the land of Harry Potter, but it doesn't work here in the real world, because either you have the pixels or you don't. So what you have is a pixel generator. So your machine has the ability to generate pixels out of nowhere to make it up. No, what they're doing is they're compressing the images so tightly together to fool you, to make you think you're seeing 4K, when technically in real life, you're not seeing 4K, because I can come in with a native 4K projector and produce real 4K when you're not even doing it, and you're yet paying money for a projector that's claiming to be 4K. No, we don't support them. That's why we don't support them, because of that dumb nonsense. And we've seen customers use these projectors, and we've seen how they turn out. We posted those pictures. We don't support them. It's one of the projectors we have it there. If you go to our projector site, you'll see we don't support it. So the problem we have here, if the projector is pushing out the image. Say when you pull your projector back, what happens is your pixels start to expand. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. Now, if you have a projector that's 600, 800 by 600, your pixel count's pretty low. So you get something called the screen door effect. The screen door effect is when you pull your projector back and you get this like somebody put a screen door across your projection screen. Those, you can see the individual pixels on your screen. They call that the screen door effect. That's when you have low pixels on your projector. So usually, if you have a high pixel count, you can pull that projector back. You won't see the screen door effect because your pixel resolution count is so high. 4K projectors of 1080p, especially projectors of 1920 by 1200, will not display it at all, no matter how far you pull that projector back. But a low res would do it. Now, keep in mind, if they're using pixel shifting technology to push the pixels tighter together, you know, if you take a projector that's 600 by 800 res, you push it close up on the screen, that means the pixels become tighter together. Sorry about that. No. Okay, formula. Have the formula. Company worked projector. All right, I'll read through that later. It's better if you send me messages like that. It's better if you email me. So what happens if you take that projector of 600 by 800, you push it up on the screen, nice and close. Not only do you get a smaller image, that means the pixels are tighter together, it means the image is sharper, it's brighter, and so forth. It's brighter due to the fact that the projector is sitting closer to the screen. That means the lumen count does not have to travel that far, and it will not be interrupted by the light in the environment. That's why if you look at ultra short though projectors, they sit up on top of the screen. They don't require a high lumen count due to the fact that the lumen from the projectors don't have to travel that far out. That means they won't get interfered by a lot of light that may disrupt the picture quality. Or if you're using a projector that's sitting back 30 feet in commercial lighting, they're going to use projectors of 5,000, 6,000, 10,000, 20,000 lumens because they know along the way of traveling, they're going to lose a ton of lumens. And by the time they hit that screen, the screen's going to have to produce a bright enough image to produce an image to come back at you so you can see the image all together. Ta-da! I like how the guy says, you know nothing about projectors. Oh, yeah, okay. But anyway, so with the problem with, like I said, with this projector, and people don't understand. If you're going to pull, if this projector is already using pixel shifting to push what little pixels it has together to make a somewhat 4K image, what would happen if you pull back 150 inches? That means you're putting strain on that pixel shifting technology. That's why you never see those screens past 150 inches. They keep them at either, the biggest I've seen is 120 or 100 inch. Because at 100 inch and 120 inch, I bet you it says in that manual, to get the best result from our 4K shifting pixel technology, is best to keep the screen at 100 to 120 inches. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. I've had this conversation with them in there before. And like I said, I got the guy to tell me it's a 1080p projector. So I'm spending $2,900 for a native 1080p projector. If that's the case, I'll just go get the Optoma GT56 I have on the floor because that projector is officially 3600 lumens with 20,000 to 1 contrast. With this one right here, I think has a 3000 contrast. I've done on my Optoma GT56, I've done 150 inches on my screen, the biggest. I've done 140 inch outside on the Optoma GT5600 on an 8. On a Supreme 8, which the 12s are much higher. If I go to, so I'm saying it's one thing, that's why I do all these demonstrations, because people say, why do you do so many demonstrations? It's because I can come in here right now in this room and chat with you and say, hey, look, I can show you, there's a video right there, there's a video right there, there's a video right there, there's a video right there. I can back up everything I say because I've done it already. Optoma GT. Yeah, GT56, which I was curious myself if I could take it outside in ultra short though and use it outside on a 140 inch screen, which the projector, if you look at the specifications of an Optoma GT56, they were not designed to go past 100 inches. But that's why people lean toward these projectors because they can do 150 inches on an ultra short though. Usually ultra short though projectors don't go up to 150 inches. Now, if you're going to pay for an official 5,000 lumen projector, certified 5,000 lumen ultra 4K laser projector, you get that Sony projector at $24,000, or Dell makes one. Dell makes legit. I'm going to buy that one. That's a $6,000 projector. Oh, for that 5,000 lumens, you'll pay for that bad boy. Let me see. The P1. No, I don't need to buy the P1. I don't. There's no point in me spending $3 grand for a projector. P1, keep in mind, I got machines here that would, at 1080p, Christie at 1080p would put a P1 to shame. Christie's are insane. And I own multiple Sonys over here, and they put a Sony to shame. And keep in mind, the Christie that was shown in that demonstration is still in factory settings. It's in factory settings, and that thing looks insane. That's the one I had outside on the screen. Yeah, that's in factory settings. So, you know what a Christie Ultra Short though costs? $3,500, and that's in 1080p. No 4K, no laser, just 1080p. Let me show you something real quick. Let's go to Optoma GT 5600. We gotta get back to the GT. We're gonna go to GT, and we're gonna do this at around, this is an ultra short though. Let's do outside. Outside we do 4K. All right. Okay. There we go, right there. Told you I've done it already. Outside, Optoma GT. It was the Optoma GT 56, no 55. I own the 55. I had the 55 and 56. This is the 5500. I own both of them. Outside, there you go. That screen right there is 180 inches. That's what our technology does to an ultra short throw outside. That's an 8 technology. 12 is 4 times more advanced than that. I bought a ViewSonic PX747 when it first came out. Why I don't use 4K anymore? Because we developed technology that can make 720p come close to a 4K. I love when I hear the in the background. You hear the brain just shut like, wait, what? What did he just say? Did he just say a few minutes ago that he said that, yeah, 720p look like a 4K? No, it ain't gonna work with that. That's like if you go out and you buy a high performance car, any car, you can't stick the same parts on any car. It's not gonna work. That's why they ask for that number. You can't go into AutoZone and say, hey, look, I got a freaking Kia, but I want to put these Honda parts on it. It don't work that way. Certain things you have to have. That's why those specifications are in there to tell you exactly what'll work or what'll work. But if they did a better job making better projectors that had real enough specs on it that basically were passable, then we would support it. But they don't. And, you know, they want to do these little get over schemes where they basically want to sell you fake projectors that are not real, and then they don't work. And it's a shame because the customer doesn't even know that until they get our technology, or we basically point them to an eBay merchant where they can get a really good projector and it looks incredible on the screen. But buys them, they think they need all those specifications to make their projector look, they make their image look fantastic, and you don't. You don't need all that. 720p's are just as good. When somebody said, oh, you work on old projectors. Yeah, I work on old projectors. Because I got a company, the companies don't, the less money a company has to spend on a project, the more money they get to keep in their back pocket, okay? If they can get a high performance screen to look good on a 720p projector, and they don't have to spend $10,000 or $20,000 for a projector, and they can do it for under $5, do it under for $3, yeah, they're gonna go for it. Because that's money they can save. You don't go into business to burn more money than you're making. You go in there to try to find something that's going to be a better solution. That's going to save you more money to optimize your company and put more money in your pocket. So if we can make a 720p projector look incredible next to a 4K, then that means that, let me see, 720p, 20. That means the company doesn't have to spend more money on these high-end projectors just to get a better image. Versus 4K. I enjoyed this time we had together. I don't think you guys remember the Carol Burnett show. That might be way for your time. All right. Now, I showed this demonstration up yesterday. That's the laser projector. Someone got one of them. Don't walk in front of one of them things. You will pay for it dearly. All right, so I'm showing you right now. See right here? That's 720p Optoma right there. Short throw projector. 720 right there. HDMI is all running through. Now, I'm switching over to my other projector. I know I talk a lot. Even when I watch my videos, like, good God, I talk a lot. I gotta fast forward myself sometimes, some of the demonstrations I watch. And there we are right there. 4K projector, ViewSonic. Oops, sorry about that, get that out of the way. Let's go back to for a minute, I'm sorry about that. So there we go right there. 4K projector, ViewSonic. I'm not buying a 4K projector not ever again. I paid, when that projector came out, I paid around $1,400 for it. The high-end screens work with all projectors. That's them. That's not me. But and keep in mind, I beat the high-end screens. So that really doesn't tell me anything right there at all. Anyone who's watched my demonstrations, you see all those sample sheets that you showed you in that kitchen drawer? I've tested my screens against all those screens. And I was either able to match or beat the screen. At $160 a quart to paint a screen size of 100-inch to 126-inch and ultra short throw compatible and can be used outside. When you have a screen that would cost you $3,000 for 100-inch, you can't even take it outside, and it may not even be ultra short throw compatible. So it doesn't make a difference if they work on other screens compared to the fact that you get more of a value out of my technology than spending $3 grand for a screen. Now look at this image right here. You're looking at right now. One of these, I'm showing you two projectors. One's 4K, one's 720p. Right here. See right here? One's 4K, one's 720p. When you look at it. And they're both under the same amount of light. We developed a technology that will make a 720p come very close to mimicking a 4K. When people sit there and say, oh, that's impossible. No, it isn't. It's right there. There's nothing impossible. You just have to figure a way how to do it. That's all. I got 4 videos on the same thing. 4K projector. That's why I don't own 4Ks. I don't need one. I have the ability to go on eBay and buy whatever projector I want, as long as it's name brand. I don't have to worry about if it has enough lumens. I don't have to worry about the contrast is going to be good enough. I don't worry about the color is going to pop. Put an adapter on the back of it. I don't worry about that. Is it going to show up outside? I'm not going to worry about that. That's the freedom of mind I have. I can build my screens out of anything I want. I can make them out of styrofoam. I can make them out of cardboard. I can build them out of anything I want. Make a screen out of anything. That's the freedom of having this kind of technology. And you don't have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars to do it. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a projector. It doesn't make a difference if the projector has a 20% image on screen with a projector of 100:1 contrast, better than an Optoma GT56 with a 20,000:1 on a silver screen. Because the screen's black. Yep. I know I'm getting a lot of hate on this video. I don't care. I'm not into the likes. I just like showing people, just demonstrating. But I know I get the hates on these videos. That don't bother me. I get a bunch of hates on my videos. That don't bother me because at the end of the day, people who want to basically good quality screens will come in and see these demonstrations. Companies will see them and they'll see what I'm talking about. They'll understand that the knowledge I'm speaking and how long I've been in this business. And that's how I obtain these contracts. That's how I obtain people who do business with me, because I can show you right there on video, or I can show you on live stream on me actually taking on larger screens. I mean, doing demonstrations on 50 lumen projectors outside. When people want to challenge my my ambient light, and I started the ambient light rejection technology game. Okay. I'm talking about 4K anymore. I have technology that can mimic a 4K on a 720p. I just showed you the video. Now, we came out with ambient light rejection technology game. This is a game that we developed. No 1.1, no 0.1, no 0.9, none of that. We had companies coming at us saying, well, no, that's not possible. You can't design your own game. That's virtually impossible. Now, keep in mind, when I watch these demonstrations against these big companies and they're out there showing off their ambient light projection technology, I'm not looking at your projector. I'm not looking at your screen. I'm looking at your environment. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at how much ambient light is making contact with the screen. How far is the projector sitting back? How many lumens may be on the projector? I see the whole entire light display. I see a room that's decorated and designed to make a screen look amazing. We got a little bit of light right here. We got maybe some artwork on the side, displaying light on the artwork. That keeps your mind looking at that. We got some condensed lighting up in the ceiling that's not making contact with the screen. It's just basically bypassing the screen. Maybe we got a ceiling light right up here, a roof light, little light coming here. We got a window open. One of the things I like about the window open demonstration is that the window will be open, but they'll have the curtain right here, which means any light coming here, it's not going to bypass the screen. It's going to hit the curtain. That's it. Any light is going to go bypass the screen. I look at all that in the demonstration and go, not an ambient light projection demonstration. That's a fail. And then they'll say, why? I said, well, I'll show you something. We call this the 1100 lumen challenge. If you're going to do a demonstration on true ambient light projection, this is how you do it. That right there is 1100 lumen projector outside. On a black screen, which is a hard image to pull up on, at around 7:54 in the evening. I'll pull my camera up so you can see how light it is outside. We have no walls to block out any ambient light. There's no peppered lighting throughout the environment, none of that. No, but you don't understand, my friend. See, that's what I'm saying. You're missing the point. You're missing the point, and that's the problem. You're missing the point. Do you know that there is more ambient light outside than there is on a cloudy day in a fully lit environment in your home? You know that, right? So keep in mind that if a screen can produce an image at 12 feet back outside, and make contact with a screen that's using, you saw the ambient light and contact screen, you don't see anything washing on that screen. And I'm displaying an OLED demonstration on 1000 lumens. Do you think that 1100 lumens, do you think that projector has 1100 lumens by the time it makes contact with that screen? There's no way in the world. It's not even possible. It probably has somewhere between probably maybe 300 lumens, probably less than that, maybe 200 lumens to make contact with that screen. That screen would have to generate enough gain to be the magnetized 200 lumens if that's hitting that screen and produce an image bright enough so I can see it back where I'm standing at with that camera. That's the part you're not understanding. That's the part that you don't get. When you see, you tell me something. Anytime you've ever seen any of these big companies use a projector, mind you, that projector was manufactured in 1999. I'll give you free technology for an entire year. Even the new stuff we'll make. You will get it for free if you can show me one demonstration of any company out there doing a demonstration on a projector that old. They don't. They get a high-powered monster of a projector. They put it in an ambient light-controlled environment that has no light hitting the screen, and they nail that screen with all that power, and they go, voila. When I can come out here and I can show you a demonstration on a projector that most people would pretty much just gut out, fill it with sand, and stick it by the door for a doorstop. Nobody will buy that projector. That projector is so old, it doesn't even do 16:9. It only does 4.3. And when I showed elite screens, I said, this is an ambient light projection demonstration. They can't match that technology. And that's an 8. That is an 8 technology. That's nowhere near 12. There's no walls blocking any of the light. It's never been matched. That challenge went out last year. It was a challenge. I put that challenge out for any projection screen company. I called out all projection screen companies. There's my projector right there. If you want to look it up, show the projector. I'll put a challenge out for any projection screen company. Anybody who makes screen paint, match that demonstration. Post your link at the bottom. This is what we got. This has been up there for a year. This is all the links we got. That's it. That's my links right there. Nobody else didn't post anything. Nobody posted nothing. You know why? They can't beat that demonstration. That's what put our customized ambient light rejection technology on the map. Because we could prove that we were better than a 0.1 or all that nonsense. We were better than that. We could build technology. We can design our own game. We have the capability of building and designing our own game. You want to see something else more impressive? Remember I told you about the technology where we developed a screen paint, a black screen that can produce a higher white level. And basically somebody saying, well, it's just black paint. It's nothing new. Well, we killed that theory quick. Right there, that's an 8 sitting right there, real quick. I'm not ignoring you, my friend. You're just answering me a lot of questions right now. That's why I said just email me. Because you understand, on my end, when it comes to chat, your message pops up for a couple of minutes, okay, if you do live chat. That's everyday house paint right there, flat paint. That is the luminous, I think it was a luminous black technology we're developing. Now, watch this. Show the white levels. See that? Yeah, put that nonsense to shame real quick. Put it away real quick. So people are saying, oh, it's not, there's no way in the world that paint's pulling up an image that white. That's virtually impossible. That's just everyday black house paint. We know who started that rumor. But anyway, did the demonstration, painted the screen ahead. Black paint, our technology. We got them for days on there. This is when we first started figuring out how to get a screen to pull white light. Let me see if I can bring up the demonstration. Here we go. Why do you think I get so excited when people challenge me? Challenge me. I love it. I got enough videos here to choke a horse. I must be the very few people who get excited when I walk into a house and I see tons of ambient light. Like, yes, this is going to be a challenge. Look at that. Look at that. So that killed that theory. You know why that theory don't come up anymore about how it's just black house paint? Because we killed that theory with this demonstration. Oh, you want to say it's black house paint? No problem. I'll do it. I'll paint the screen down one side, on this side. Here we go. I'll show you the difference. I'm not ignoring you, my friend. I'm not ignoring you, okay? Just you're passing through a lot of messages here. Okay, so like I said, if you got messages like that, just send them in an email. It's better that way. Let me see. Let me go back here for a minute. Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Go back a little bit more on that one. That one right there. Look at that. Boom. Let me see what he's saying right here. That's a lot of money. My screen paint used to sell for $900 a quart when I first started out. $9 a quart. Because I could prove that I could beat a high-end screen. Now keep in mind, for those of you who are saying, oh, $900 a quart is a lot of money. But keep in mind that I wasn't dealing with a different clientele. I was dealing with people that could spend $100,000, $200,000 for a home theater setup. And you go to see them set up like, good gracious, like how much money did you put in this? I know people that had that kind of money, that can dump that kind of cash into a theater system. And those are the people I were dealing with. They had no problem paying $900 for a paint that they didn't have to spend $3,000 or $5,000 for a projection screen. And then we brought it down to around $5 and $4. They were still buying from us, right? The reason why the product was brought down to under $200 is because of a conversation I had with a customer. That's what made us bring the price down. Because, like I said, it was an Irish Joe, cool dude, and he wanted the product and he couldn't afford it. And we started crunching the numbers and figure, okay, how can we make it possible that everybody can afford it where we don't lose a shirt? That's where the promotional deal came in. That promotional deal that popped up, you saw on the site, it was a test run to see exactly how, and we were able to maintain the company, make plenty of money with no problem whatsoever. So it's okay. We're going to bring the price down. And that's why when the 12 came out, it was funny because when I launched the 12, somebody said, oh, it's going to be like $500 and $600. I was laughing my head off. I said, you just don't know. That's why the 12 is so low. That's why the prices are where they're at now, because we can maintain at that level and still make a profit from my company and still make it so everybody can afford it. But guess what? It angers a few people. It angers people who can't say, oh, I'm saving you hundreds of dollars because we're down at the same price you're at. And keep in mind, we're at the same price. And keep in mind, angers the companies that are selling the screens for a couple $1,000 because now I use a screen just like yours, but I can do it at 160 bucks. But I don't care. Neither here nor there. I don't care because let me see. This is a demonstration for those of you who decide that you want to paint a motorized projection screen right there. That's a demonstration right there. If you go to my YouTube channel, fast and easy, just put down painting a motorized projection screen. I show you how to paint your own motorized projection screen. Not only did I paint the screen, but I used it. Okay, so when I bought the screen, I got it from off of eBay for around $68. I think they still have them. It was a 92-inch for $68. I think all together, including the paint, I think if I bought the paint, if I was a customer, I bought it from me, being somebody else, it would have possibly cost me like $2 something at the most. And I used it to be a Dark Star 9, $3,000 screen. Yeah, this is show people how much we can see. This is some of the other crazy ambient light rejection demonstrations we're doing. Johnny did a run and he did ride a cowboy. To an ambient light inside the home. Now, if that screen, keep in mind, if I just showed you a demonstration of that screen producing an image on a projector that low, inside the house is a cakewalk for this technology. That's why we can do demonstrations on that level. But now we are up to the new technology. Yes. I'm going to buy me a fake projector. I'm going to pick up another one. We got to do these demonstrations of some other stuff. Kenneth, why did you block Elite Jackson? See, when you come on here talking that's what gets you blocked. People get blocked for doing dumb stuff. If you do dumb stuff on here, you get blocked. That's all to it. Don't play Joe Innocent. If you come on here carrying on, if you come on here talking about crow stuff, this, that, and the other, this is how you get blocked. I'm not blocking people for the sake of blocking people. I block people for when you carry on. You were born with common sense. I'm pretty sure your parents blessed you with common sense. Use that common sense when you go into other people's chat room. All right? So, yeah. Again, don't try to make it. Friend, I ain't got time for these games. I'm here talking about product. Now, if you want to come on here and plead somebody's defense, email me. Other than that, don't bring it here. I'm not here to answer questions. If you're trying to put me on the hot spot, it doesn't work here with that. Where's my email then? Go to my website. It's right there. Or go to any of my YouTube pages. The email is right there. But if you want to plead your case, now see what I'm talking about? The energy this fellow comes into the room. He wants to plead someone else's case because we blocked him for carrying on the channel. And he wants to complete his case. He doesn't come in here to talk about the screen paint. He doesn't come in here to talk about this, that, and the other. He comes in here to plead why I blocked somebody for carrying on the channel. That clearly shows that somebody has nothing better to do with your time. Here you go, buddy. You just got one. Now you can figure out how you got yours. I don't appreciate that nonsense. I had people come and tell me, oh, you blocked this. Why are you in here having this conversation with me? Whatever they did, there's a reason why they got blocked off the channel. There's a reason why. And I like when somebody says, who's Crow? Dude, I've seen your I've seen your tag up here before. It's a gamer tag. I've seen you up here before. You know who Crow is. So don't give me that one. Come on now. Come on. Not trying to be rude here, but I'm pretty sure you're quite intelligent. So please, you know who it is. Just like you know who he is. But come on, don't. If you're trying to get me to change topic, because people will come in here and start stuff, they get me to change the topic. It's not going to happen. You'll just end up getting blocked. If you got blocked, there's a reason why you got blocked. So the other guy came here talking about, why did you block so and so and so? Oh, you are his attorney? Are you basically representing him? This is not a court of law. So you want to email me. I said, here, complain in my email. So you want to email me and you want to plead his, oh, come on. Come on, people. Come on, really? And then you wonder why I think about retiring. Like I said, I'm not going to say anything, but my settlement, and I'm going to say it, just put it this way. I could walk away from this and think nothing of it. All right, let's look at the fellow who came in about the 235.1 screen. This is what the ViewSonics do. If you want 235.1, you can have it. This is what ViewSonics do. That's a ViewSonic projector with 235.1. Guess what the price tag for that projector? Oh yeah, the screen paint that was used on that. We don't make it anymore, but that projector right there cost me $500. It's 720p. There's my ceiling too. Setup right there. The ceiling was pushed up. I could put LED lights around it. Oh man, I'm telling you, this is the house that got me sick. This is the house why I have a lawsuit. This is why. This is the house that almost killed me. Almost killed me. Almost. Huh. Have I ever done a 200-inch screen? Yep. Did that one already. Here we go. Wait, did we hit the right one? No, we did not. Oh, wait, we're in the playlist. I'm gonna turn the screen. We could bring it up on that one. Doesn't make a difference. It'll bring it right on up. It'll bring it right on up. Here we go. We're gonna talk about the 200-inch screen. The massive monster screen. Yes. Come on. There we go. Boom. Let me show you the size of this. If I can get it to play. There we go. The size of this monster. Yes. I'll slay your monster. I will slay you. Remember, I wish my call. Look at the size of that. No, friend, let me explain something to you. If you come on here carrying on and acting up, you will get blocked. That's all to it. You come on here with some respect, then I don't have that problem. I have people who come in here, we talk, we chat, we talk about games and stuff like that. We have a good time. But if you're going to come on here and carry on and act up, you're going to get blocked. That's all to it. This is not a circus, okay? There's no clowns in here. There's no elephants running around. There's none of that, okay? I'm doing something here. I don't have time for you to come in here and carry on and act up. Now, if you want to come here and plead people's cases for being blocked, then I'm going to get rid of you. I don't got time for that nonsense. It's not that type of place. Take it someplace else. Yeah, you can talk here. I got no problem with you talking here. I got people come here asking me about different forms of projectors. I show them about projectors you don't go near. You watch the video. Y'all got plenty of these videos. Go back and just watch the video, all right? I got videos where I sit there and show people how to make certain screens, how to design this, how to design that. I've had people tell me about certain projectors they have on the market, where I researched and found some pretty good products, good ideas and stuff like that. These are people that have the right to be here. But if you want to come on here and carry on about, well, how come you don't use this projector? And how come so and so? I will explain to you why. But if you keep pressing on it over and over again and again and again and again and again, it's not necessary if I already told you why we don't use those projectors. I couldn't care less if Elite Screen, Black Diamond, or DMP Supernova supports these projectors. We don't. That's my policy right there. And I have videos and showing you by customers why we don't support them. So why would I tell you to buy something? Why would I tell you to buy something? Sounds like you're short-tempered. Okay, here we go. Goodbye. Why would I tell you to buy something if it's not going to work on your screen? That's false advertisement. So I got people that will get upset with me because I won't support their projector. Oh, it's not fair, this, that, and the other, so on and so. We don't support it. That's all to it. You got to get a projector we support. I'm sorry. I can't sell you something that's not going to work. Because then I would be scamming you. I would be scamming you if I tell you, hey, this projector is going to work with this product. Now you go buy it, you go hook it up, and it doesn't work. Yeah, that's a problem right there for you. So whether it be $160, $500, it's still money coming out of your pocket. So it's better for me to tell you, no, we don't support it. That's what that guideline is there for. And I got people that will get upset over that. They'll get angry over that. I'm sorry, until somebody comes in and can make the order. COVID-19, my friend. That's why. COVID-19. We've never done, we've done samples. We did have samples. We had samples on a few of the wallpaper screens we're doing. But a silver screen we're actually developing. But we don't do samples because everything now is made to order. Can't go out. Every order that comes through, we have a certain amount of supplies to make that order. Because we've had to source from other companies to get product. Now, if you've ordered anything online, you know, bottom line, it's kind of, you might go to a place and they may say, we don't have it anymore. It's in back stock, whatever, because wherever they're ordering it from, they might not be to get it from. But common sense, let me explain something to you crystal clear. If you come on here carrying on and acting up, if you don't know how to carry yourself respectable and you want to say dumb things and nasty things and you want to carry on, you want to troll, like one guy would ask me with my personal life, I'm going to block you. If you come on here and we talk about projectors and you ask me questions like what can you paint it on and this, that, and the other, educational questions, things we talk about every day on here, then you're welcome. That's all to it. You're not going to have somebody walk up in your house and disrespect your family and damage your house and carry on and say, hey, come back tomorrow. We had a great time. No, just act like you have some common sense. And what is he complaining? He's got to be trolls. You got to be all trolls people. Oh, they're not acting up at all? That's what you're saying? All right, goodbye. These are crows people. I guarantee you they're going back and saying, hey, he's blocking people like crazy off his channel, so and so and so. This is why people remove the comments. I give you a chance to talk and explain, but I can remove the comments and be done with it. Because, like I said, these are all crows people. Crows people will come in and try to paint me out to be a bad person. It doesn't make a difference. If I was a bad person or whatever I was supposed to be, at the end of the day, I can just sell my technology to some big company and you can pay $5 and $6 grand for it. Because at the end of the day, I'm still paid. I'm contracted. At the end of the day, I'm still paid. And even in my contracts, I tell these companies that they can't charge a certain amount. They can't over. That's why these screens are not priced to a certain degree. But these are crows individuals that like to come in. And like I said, it's a jealousy thing. I'm sorry, my man, but if you want your technology to be good, you're going to have to work a little harder. Look at this frame, 150-inch screen. I think that's the first one I installed into the house was a 150-inch screen. That was a platinum 4K cinema that I did right there. That was a big screen. Yeah, I know I had a problem with the lens cap. I never cleaned my lens cap. My lens cap was always filthy and dirty. That's what I'm saying. They don't do demonstrations on our level. 150-inch screen, fully lit environment. Look at that screen. You don't do demonstrations on that level. Only we do demonstrations on that level. Come on now. They do though. Nah, can't fit a 150-inch screen in this house. Companies do. Companies who have the room to put a 150-inch screen can do that. If you don't have the room to put a 150-inch screen, you can't. You don't have any room for it. Let me see. Hold on for a minute. I gotta grab this real quick. Put this in real quick. It's 180-inch. I'm sorry. My 4K. Okay. There you go. Let me know if he's done this one. See that time on there? 6:57. There's my screen right there. 180-inch outside, 21 feet back. At 6 o'clock. Playing the PS4 outside. Look at the angle gain on that screen. Look at that. Yo, contrast demonstration. I missed that screen. I'm going to build that screen again. I had to cut the backyard. The backyard's insanely. I ain't cut the grass in the backyard in a year. But I want my screen back. That screen was massive, man. That's a 180-inch screen outside. Oh, that was a good screen, man. That was a big, big screen. And it's funny, interesting, I can get Wi-Fi out here, way back there, but for some reason in the front of the house, I can't get it. I could never understand why that even works, how that works. So that screen's jet black. I think I was watching this off the disc. Not wait until, I have to wait until, keep in mind, I'm watching Star Wars outside at 6:57 in the evening. That's my stuff that just dropped. Yep, that's Amazon just dropped off my stuff right now. I gotta go in a few minutes. I don't gotta wait until 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock to fire up a projector. Because my technology will allow a company who's at the time, they don't do it now because I don't know how they're handling it now because of COVID. But keep in mind that when you have a setup outside for your screen, I tested that projector just named. I had one of those. I tested it. It didn't come up too good. It really didn't. I'm gonna buy another one though. I'm gonna buy another one. We'll test on these screens, but I'll buy another one. The projector you just showed me. I'll pick one up today, and we'll do that demonstration on that one. Thank you so much for actually pointing that out because I haven't done that one on these screens yet. So we'll grab one of those too. Who was the fellow who made that comment? Okay, Logan. Oh, hey, Logan. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's a knockoff, but I haven't tested it on this screen, so I'll do that one. All right. And I'll do that for you. Order that for you, Logan, and get that over here so we can do that demonstration. See, that's what I'm talking about. Customers who come in and ask me, hey, what about this projector? Or now, if it's affordable and I can get it, I'll pick it up. That's a good question right there. He just answered. But when people come in and they want to basically start screaming about people being kicked off the channel, you're kicked off the channel for carrying on and acting up. Because I had somebody want to get into my personal life. They want to start asking me about if I had kids and if I was married. Things that have nothing to do with the topic of what we're talking about. And if I tell you to stop and you want to continue on and continue on and continue on and continue on, then I have to let you go because you're disrupting. All right. You want to go somewhere and carry on, go someplace else and do it. Don't do it here. All right. So like I said, I got a few contracts for companies who wanted to know if they can coat this on an inflatable screen, because one of the problems they had that when they would have parties or get-togethers, they couldn't fire those projectors up, and they had like really powerful beast mode projectors. They couldn't fire them up until it got around 8 and 9 o'clock, maybe not even around 8, around 9 and 10. Because even at 8 in the summertime, you still have some light outside. So around 9 and 10, they could fire up these projectors. So keep in mind, if you're at a party and you're eating and you're dancing, you're having fun and everything, the later it gets, the more you just want to go home and just be at your home and just chill. You know what I mean? Some of y'all got to get to work the next day, and especially when it comes to kids eating cake and whatever, they start knocking off around early because that sugar hike kicks in and they're ready to start sleeping. So also consider the fact that your competition, like I said, they'll have to fire up those projectors around 9 and 10, where you could fire your projector up around 6, 7, and 8, which means you would pull in more revenue and you would also crush your competition because you can actually start the party a little early when everybody has to wait. And that's why this kicked in a couple of contracts for outdoor setups. Now, I had somebody ask me about when I did the demonstration up front with the 120-inch screen. They were saying, well, you don't do any screens any bigger. I don't see any bigger screens. I said, yeah, we've done screens. You just have to go look at them. You know, they're right on the site. And as you can see, you're looking at a screen of 180 inches. The screen was freaking huge. I had to actually build a frame into the deck. The next one I was going to build, but never got around to do it, was going to cover the whole entire thing. It was going to be a massive 235.1, but just never finished it. And that screen sat out there for 1 year. Didn't crack, didn't peel, nothing. As a matter of fact, we had a storm, and the storm came in and caught this part of the screen and pushed the whole entire screen inward. And then it caught it, we had an underdraft that came through here and pushed this area out. It just pretty much mangled the screen. I was able to go in and just strip out all the wood. And this time when I put the planks in, I put them in a lot deeper, put some rocks and stones so they would stay. And I reinforced them here and there so I can actually deal with the wind. That's why I told you that, you know, if you have a mesh screen, the air would travel through it. But these things turn into the sails. This wind hits them, it can tear them up pretty good. So this screen was actually damaged where it didn't crack or peel. I just had to rebuild the frame. Let me show you if I have that one.
Take time out, so it's around. Let me see on my cell phone.
Let me see if we have the
703 now.
120 inch outside. 120 inch. I wanted to show you how to build a screen for grommets, for screens to have grommets. I wanted to show you how to build that right there. This was on plexiglass outside.
Okay, so we're around 8:41 right now in the evening.
This is another one I was playing around with outside. That was on plexiglass. No, that's the grommet screen. That's the screen with the grommets that I built.
The 140 is here. The 100 inch was supposed to come today, but it was delayed by the carrier, so I have to wait for that one.
Now see how the frame, see how when I built the screen, the frame, that's how you build a grommet's frame. You build the frame bigger than the actual screen, and then you put a screw everywhere there's a grommet and you tie it in. And that's how you make the screen.
See how fantastic that
I gotta start posting some of these videos. I'm posting some of these videos on a site. I gotta go get my stuff. My food's outside. Because I had food delivered. Yes, I did all this stuff right. Outside demonstrations. See what this run. That's the outside demonstration right there. Old black technology versus light gray screen paint. And here's the one yesterday on the black screen, 120 inch outside. That's all. But like I said, so I'm gonna be up today. Oh, I couldn't get, okay, so the game I was playing, let me see my food's out there. Yep, all my food. Woo! I think I see a projector out there. I hope that's one of my projectors out there. So we'll see. Yeah, so really quick. This is what I walked in when I marked up my floor. I'm pretty sure that's a projector out there. I hope it is a projector. Oh, it's my Crixie. Oh, heck yeah. So you can see this is the 3D screen. The screen we painted right there. Turn a screen into a screen. Make it 3D. Move it out of the way. It's my 3D screen. Put that downstairs. That's going to go downstairs. Put that right there. And then over here we have the half and half screen. Styrofoam screen right there. Outside. I haven't done a white screen outside, a white screen demonstration. So I'm not painting over that yet. I'm going to do a half and half white screen outside. I'm going to do white screen versus our technology outside. We're going to do that. And I might use the 52 over here. I might use the big 52. over here. All right, I'm done. I got to get back to work. I got orders coming in today, and I am now going to start working on our contracts, which means we're going to start doing our contract orders. So we have enough paint to take care of our customers, and we have enough to take care of our contracts now. So I'm going to start going back in. I'm going to give a few of the guys these calls we have contracts under, and we're going to be fully activated now. It's time to start doing things on a bigger level. All right. All right, with that being said, that's basically about it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get more of these visitors from crew that want to come here and complain, because keep in mind, people coming here, I've seen them before. Usually when we come in and say, hey Ken, how you doing, so and so and so. But some people, I've seen them in here, I know who they are, I've talked to them a few times here and there, they email me, I've talked to them a few times on the phone. Other ones, I don't know them, and I know who they are, so they just come over just to cause trouble and carry on. But it just shows you that, like I said, every time we develop a screen paint or something new, it's not long before we have this fellow right behind us just carrying on and acting up, trying to discredit the work or whatever. And like I said, anybody who puts that much time and effort into basically on one person, there's something clearly wrong there. Like I said, we have customer photos and pictures and videos on our Crystal Edge Technology Facebook fan page, and go ahead and check out our customers' work. I do like the one customer came in, I still can't get over, showed off that Chinese ultra short throw projector. That was freaking amazing right there. And he used the 8 to do it, which I found incredible, because I tell you why. That 8 was displayed in some kind of test demonstration with this fellow who was a boxer in his gym, and it showed that our product didn't pull up anything. But here we have a customer who has the 8, and he's pulling it up on a overseas ultra short throw projector. He's pulling that image up with no problem in a fully lit environment, and the screen looks absolutely incredible. So it just shows you how far people will go to try to discredit someone's work, especially when it works out just great. But like I said, that's nothing new. That's what you go through in business anyway. Anything in life, you have to understand, anything in life you do well, you're always going to have that one individual who just is not going to like you. You know, you could be, though you have the best lawn on your block, you'll have somebody out there that'll hate you because your lawn is, you take the time out to work on it and do this and do that. Or you could be one of those people at your job, the first to arrive and the last to leave, and you're trying to climb that ladder to get to that next level, and the rest of the people who don't support you will call you the brown noser or this, that, and the other. But when you get the company car, when you get that desk to yourself with the big window, then the hatred begins, because then you're a sellout. It's a shame. Instead of people just taking that negative energy and just doing something else with it, you know, that's the sad part about it, just doing something else with it. That's why I'm going to go back real quick and just say that I like talking about the Wright brothers. You know, we take all that for granted when we get in an airplane, we fly from A to B. We take all that for granted. That who knows what kind of ridicule that these two individuals went through when they're in that barn developing a plane that could, a machine that could fly. And I'm pretty sure they had their fair shares of people coming in and saying, yeah, those two jokers in that barn, they're completely nuts, they're crazy, they're loco. Pretty sure they had their fair share of ridicule. But just imagine they decided that they didn't want to do it, or they quit. Can you imagine? Can you imagine going to Disney World by balloon? That'd be an interesting ride, wouldn't it? That'd be a real interesting ride. So the reason why we have some of the technology we have today is because people came up with new ideas and they wanted to introduce them to the world. So, you know, when we have all the naysayers constantly shooting things down, this would be a real dark place to live at, because we would have nothing new, because everyone would listen to the naysayers and whatever. Anyway, with that being said, I'm going to get out of here, grab whatever's on that porch, because I'm hoping it's my projector. Yes. And if it's not, then I can wait till tomorrow. I should be here by then. All right. Let me get on out of here. Hope you guys have a fantastic day and night. Depending on where you're at in the world, be safe and God bless.